I've looked into this issue of suffering, and while studying and preparing for today's message, the Lord dropped something in my spirit and said, Brother Pastor, I need you to tell the people that there are certain things that occur in the life of the believer when they suffer. I need you to encourage them. I need you to let them know that their suffering is not in vain. I need you to let them know that no matter what they're dealing with, recovery is a possibility. Isn't that good news? Recovery is a possibility. And so when we look at the issue of suffering, when we look at the issue of pain and pressure and agony, there are a couple of things that occur. Number one, there should be an investigation of the situation. I watch a lot of CSI during the day, and whenever a crime is being investigated, there are two things that they try to establish. The first is called motive. Why was this crime committed? And so what they do in an effort to establish motive is they look at the crime, and then they try to do a background history on who committed the crime and on who the crime was committed against. Try to establish the fact if there was any type of relationship, and if so, what kind of relationship there might have been. Are you with me here? And so when we investigate our own suffering, when we investigate our trials and our tribulations, there are a few things we need to ask. Number one, we need to ask, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Secondly, we need to ask, what is God trying to accomplish in this situation? Have I got a witness here? You must know and understand, brothers and sisters, that this life is not void of suffering. This life is not void of trial and tribulation. You remember Jesus said in John 16:33, in this world, you will have what? Trials. You will have what? Tribulation. But he told you and I, be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. Have I got a witness here? Oh yes, and even Peter in chapter 2, verse 11, he says, dear friends, brothers and sisters, he says, I urge you as strangers and aliens in this world to abstain from sinful desires and those things which war against the soul. Why? Because you are strangers and pilgrims in the earth. This world is not your home. Why are you upset when you lied on? This ain't your home. Why are you upset when things go against you? This world is not your home. God did not create you to live eternally on this earth. Have I got a witness here? There has to be an investigation of the situation. We need to try and ask God, why is this happening? And what are you trying to accomplish in this? Could it not be that God is trying in an effort through our sufferings to get us to turn back to Him? Could it not be that through our suffering, God is trying to increase our faith? Could it not be that through our suffering, God is trying to give us a different or a new perspective on who He is and our dependence upon Him? For without a test, there can be no testimony. Have I got a witness here? Oh yes, there should be an investigation of the situation, Peter says, listen, you are being persecuted because Caesar and those that are in Rome do not appreciate your Jesus or your form of Christianity. There's an investigation there. But not only should there be an investigation of the situation when suffering occurs, but secondly, there needs to be an interrogation of self. Go with me if you will. That needs to be an interrogation of self. What are you saying? Brother Pastor, I'm saying that whenever suffering occurs, we need to look not at God, but look within ourselves and ask ourselves, now, what have you done that has caused you to be in this situation? Have I got a witness here? But not only should we ask, what have we done that have caused us to be in this situation? Because sometimes we're in situations and we're not the cause of it. But there are times that we are in situations, and even though we are not the cause of the situation, God hopes to effect us in the situation. I wish I had some help in here. I mean, come on. Joseph didn't do anything, but was born to cause his brothers to sell him into slavery. Have I got a witness here? Oh yes, but when you read in Genesis 50 and 20, when Joseph says, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for my good, we understand that the underlying reason why Joseph went through all that he went through is because there was a famine coming 7 years later. I wish I had a witness here. And the Bible says that Joseph said to his brothers, God has sent me to be a posterity unto you. Meaning, because there's a famine coming, you're going to need to know somebody on the inside. You're going to need to know somebody with a divine hookup. You're going to need to know somebody that can put bread and food on your table when everybody else is starving.